Hi, Garrett. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Good. Can you hear me and see me well?
Yeah, I can hear you all right.
Okay. So I'm Leslie from Globe Life American Income Division. I spoke to you about your benefits through your union. Is Mary there?
Yeah, she's right here with me.
Okay, great. So I have your benefits here. I really love that they actually have me using Zoom. Just makes things go a whole lot quicker. But don't worry, I'm not going to take much of y'all's time. So let me go ahead and get started while I get. Are you originally from Texas?
Yeah, born and raised here in Texas. Lived in a small town for a few years while I was young, and then we moved to Weatherford for 2 years, and then we moved here to Breckenridge, and I've been here
Oh,
for about 15 years. So it's basically home. Basically grew up here.
15 years is a long time. And is your family also here in Texas?
Yeah, actually, all my family's here in Breckenridge. Actually, I
Big
got
family?
yeah, we got a pretty big family. I have an older brother, an older sister, and then I have another brother, but he's not really my brother, but he's known me and my family since before I was even born. So he's kind of like family. His My dad was really close with his stepdad, and they were best friends and everything like that. Um,
Okay.
his sister actually died when she was 16, and he didn't really get along with his parents and stuff. So we kind of like adopted him. He just calls my
Oh,
mom and dad mom, dad, and he's basically like my brother.
yeah, I mean, like I was raised for my grandpa. He's he's like my dad and my mom, because he raised me since I was 2 months. It's the people that raise you, They don't have
Absolutely.
to be the ones that had you. That's what I believe. And do you have any children?
I have one, a 6-year-old. He's a boy.
One.
His name's Xander.
Xander.
Hmm.
Okay. And what do you do for work?
So life insurance. No, no, no.
Oh, life insurance. How long have you been doing that?
Um, about 5 months.
Okay. So, a little bit about me. My name's Leslie. I lived in Texas my whole life. I like to do a lot of outdoor activities. I also have two children. I like what I do for work. I like helping people. And now I know you're dying to know, so let me tell you exactly why I'm visiting with you and what I'm going to do. So, my job is to go over some no cost benefits that have already been set up for you. Then I'm going to go over some additional benefits that you might qualify for. So, my company, American Income, works with over 20 different local labor unions, credit unions, and associations throughout the US. And look, whether you like unions or you don't, we can all agree that they have the best benefits. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And a big reason for that is because of their relationship with American Income for the past 60 plus years. So, as you can imagine, they have me running around like crazy. So, let me just jump into the no cost benefits first. And were you at the meeting where they talked about the program?
Uh, yeah, but I wasn't really paying attention all that much.
Okay, no worries. Do you remember a letter you got from your group?
Yeah, I remember the letter.
Okay, so when you got that letter, you returned a card, and it's the letter that said when you return the card, you're going to be contacted by someone to get your benefits set up. That's me. Sorry it took this long. And so your first, I mean, sorry, Mary and Garrett, your first no cost benefit is the Child Safe ID Kit mobile app, which is endorsed by the International Union of Associations. I'm sure you know a bunch of families with kids. Am I right?
Yeah, I know a bunch of families with kids.
Okay. And did you know that Texas leads the nation in abductions?
I did not know that.
Yeah, sadly to say. And did you know that 93% of children that aren't found in the first 24 hours are never found?
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's sadly to say because you and me both are parents, So you imagine being in that situation where our children get lost and we're trying to contact the police, telling them their information. While that time you're just so anxious and scared. So,
Right.
so if you don't mind, if you could grab your phone and download that app for me.
All right, I got it downloaded.
Yes. Okay, so imagine your child went missing. Can you see how this would be important?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so being endorsed company by the International Union of Police Associations, they are asking that you refer at least 5 families for this app. You mentioned you knew families with children, and everyone always wants to put down dozens of people. So let's just start with the people that are close to you. Who comes first to mind?
We'll do my brother and my sister and
Okay,
my other brother.
okay. Two more
Uh, we'll do my buddy Angel and my buddy Austin.
in Austin. Okay. Good phone numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay. So, and that's just so they could also use the app, put their kids' information. They could also put their blood type. So if anything happens, they know how the description of the kid. So the second no cost benefit for you guys is the no cost AIL plus discount card. How are your benefits through work?
They're okay.
Okay. So you're gonna absolutely love this. I'm sure you know why by now that you can't really rely on your group benefits since you don't control them, and they could change at any time. So this no cost benefit will help you with some of those gaps by giving you up to 85% discount on things like dental, vision, prescription drugs, hearing aids, telemedicine, and chiropractic services. Your membership requires an annual renewal, and that's also at no cost to you. We'll let you know when it's time to renew. You won't even have to think about it. People always tell me that they don't think they'd use it very much, but find themselves using it all the time. Again, no cost to you. It's good to have the extra peace of mind. You will receive an activation email within the next few days. Be on the lookout for that.
Okay.
Okay. And this is the no cost accidental death and dismemberment certificate. And so, Garrett, this is a living benefit that pays you $2,000 for the loss of one hand, one foot, or sight in one eye, and double the amount or $4,000 for the loss of any two. So, Mary, for you, this is a death benefit that would pay you $4,000 should Garrett die in an accident. I mean, accidentally. Now, I know that $4,000 doesn't seem all that money in the world, but if you were to die, Garrett, you could see that your paycheck will die with you.
Right.
So you can see how this would definitely help, right?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
So let me go ahead and email you a certificate for your records. And one more thing I need to put down is 2 emergency contacts on here. In the event if you were to die together in a common accident, it would be wise if they live in Texas over the age of 18, living outside your home. Who's your first emergency contact?
We'll do my mom.
Your mom. Phone number.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. Second.
My dad.
Okay. Okay. Now, when something happens, you're going to need our local office number. Can you grab your phone for me real quick?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. The office number is 832-327-0800. And that's so your family gets the money they're entitled to. I'm going to be calling your emergency contacts personally so they know what to do in the event of a claim. If you could, please give them a heads up that they'd be hearing from me. In addition, if they choose, they will also get access to this thanks to you.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Garrett, this policy is just on you, but the second part of this benefit is that you can extend this to your closest family members and friends at no cost to you or them. So how this works, let's say, God forbid, your mom were to die in an accident, a $2,000 policy, just like yours, will pay out to their family at no cost to you or them. And all you're doing is giving them the option to take advantage of this policy. Just like you did, the ability to extend this is tied to my visit with you today because of your enrollment period. So it's important not to prejudge anyone's situation. Let them decide for themselves.
Okay.
So now they do give you a $2,000 worth of this benefit, which means you
20,000.
can extend it up to 10 families. Obviously, your emergency contacts will automatically be included. So your mom and your dad are already taken care of. That leaves you with 8 more. You mentioned you had brothers and sisters.
Yeah, we'll do Did I put my sister down?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do my other brother.
Okay.
His name's Derek.
Derek. Who else?
Uh, we'll do my buddy Corey.
Corey. Okay.
Then
So,
my
Garrett, just make sure you give these families, you extended the no cost benefits to a call or text, letting them know that they be hearing from me in the next few days. As long as they have a heads up, they're going to be really happy. But if I get a call, I mean, if I call them, then I don't know, and they don't know who I am or why I'm calling. Sometimes they get confused and they'll be upset with both of us. So please, please, please let them know. Can you make sure?
Yeah, I'll send him a quick text message.
Thank you. And Garrett and Mary, now I'm going to jump into reviewing the exclusive benefits that you must qualify for. All of the families that I see love this part of the program, and it's why 20,000 different groups handpick American Income to handle their permanent and portable benefits for the past 60 plus years. Next time you're at your group, make sure you thank them for getting this set up for you.
Okay.
Okay. So first, let's start with the needs analysis software. The reason most people don't have the right coverage is that they don't know what they need. This software is designed to expose any concerns or gaps you may have. So what I'm going to do is ask some questions from the survey, and based on the information, it may or may not make recommendations. If it does, I will definitely review those with you. And if it doesn't, I don't have nothing to review. And before I do, let me just show you my license information here in the state of Texas. So you know I am licensed professional to handle these kinds of benefits. Before I jump into the survey, I do have 3 preliminary qualifications to review with you. So you must be a member in an authorized group or sponsored by someone who is, which you're good here. You must have an active checking account with a bank or credit union. Who do you bank with?
First National?
Okay. And have you or anyone in the household been diagnosed with COVID-19 virus in the past?
No.
Now, the biggest concerns family deal with when it comes to handling the concerns is affordability. They have this set up where if there are concerns, it would be based on a 1 hour's wage per week. To make sure it's accurate, what is the ballpark figure of your monthly income?
About 4,000.
4,000. Okay. And Garrett, Mary, I know this isn't a typical dinner type of conversation, but have you two decided or even discussed if you're going to have a funeral or cremation?
Definitely a funeral. I don't want to get burned.
Okay. And now I see lots of families, and some of them will get life insurance outside of work because you know what happens, that group benefits, right?
Right. You can lose them.
Yeah. And do you have life insurance outside of work?
Uh, no, I don't.
Okay. And do you get death benefits through work?
No, I don't.
Okay. And do you rent or own?
I own
What's the balance of the home?
about 40,000.
40,000. Okay. And do you, how much debt aside from house would you say you have? A
uh,
lot.
I'd probably say close to like 10,000 maybe.
10,000. And have you started saving for your kids' college education yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay. And okay, great. Before I go any further, it looks like the needs analysis found some gaps in your coverage. So I have this mandatory read off letter for you. It explains how the enrollment process works. And so, Garrett, Mary, instead of reading this whole thing, let's just summarize it for you. What it basically says is that if, as I'm going through the benefits, you're nodding your head, thinking, wow, these are some great benefits. And I can see why 20,000 groups approve this and why everyone's doing it. Then I'm going to go ahead and ask you to apply today. On the flip side, I'm going through the benefits and you're thinking to yourself, you know what? These are really great benefits, but they don't fit a need for me and my family right now. Then I'm actually going to ask you not to apply. Either way, yes or no, the decision has to be made today during your service period. In fairness to all of the other members waiting to enroll, you'll see what they did is that they set it up to be a no-brainer. It's going to be easy, yes or no. Does that make sense, Garrett?
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, whatever you decide to do, they do want you to give your opinion in a Google review, which is a shorter report card trying to get a five, it's just trying to get a 5-star rating every time. So it's important to stop me if you have any questions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Garrett, you would stop me if you have any questions, right?
Yeah, I'll stop you.
Okay. And Mary, will you do the same?
Yeah, she'll stop you.
And as you know, over the years, we go through contract negotiations and benefit changes at work. It gives a take. Lately, it seems like we are paying a lot more and getting a lot less. The company has labor advisory board of 50 international union presidents whose main job is to provide the best wages and benefits for their members. From their feedback, along feedback from members like you, they came up with a list of concerns that apply to all working families, whether they're union or not. The first concern, give me one second. Garrett, do you see this?
Not yet. Okay, now I can see it.
Okay, so the co-pays, deductibles, and lost wages. Health insurance pays the doctors, but members lose wages due to time off of work and out-of-pocket expenses. Funeral and final expenses. Families don't have 14,000 for final expenses. Funeral homes usually want to be paid right away. When a member dies, their paycheck usually dies with them. Families may lose their home after the sudden death of a breadwinner. Benefits provided through a job are typically not permanent for children, which create risk. An unexpected death could jeopardize future education opportunities for children. According to the American Cancer Society, men have a 1 in 2 life chance of developing or dying from cancer, and for women is 1 in 3. So let that sink in. And medical expenses are a leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States. Group benefits are great, but can change at any time. Members lose benefits and retirement, or if they experience a long illness before death. And the cost to take care of all these concerns on the open market is not affordable for many families, and waiting could increase the cost even more, or potentially member may not qualify due to changes in health. So oh, my computer's going slow. I'm sorry, Garrett.
No, that's all right.
Oh, my computer's freezing up. Okay, so the final concern is affordability. Now, take care of all of these concerns. It's usually just way too expensive. Since we sit down with people making $7 an hour and some making $77 an hour, some are working tons of overtime, some are retired or laid off. Regardless of the situation, they want this to be affordable for everyone. The way that they set up this is so, Garrett, let's imagine your boss comes to you at work and tells you that because things have been going well, they would start paying you for 41 hours instead of 40. Now, with that hour, are you going to tell your wife it's time for matching Ferraris?
No,
Yeah.
definitely not.
And are you gonna call a travel agent and book your dream vacation?
Probably not.
Yeah, or start construction on your dream home?
Definitely not.
Of course not. Now, on the flip side, let's say work's a little slow and your boss comes up to you and tells you that instead of laying you and some of your coworkers off, they would just send everyone home an hour early on Friday. So you'd be working 39 hours instead of 40. And would you have to get rid of your car or cell phone?
No,
Yeah, or cancel your TV subscription?
definitely not.
Exactly. The idea is that 1 hour isn't going to change your lifestyle. That's why they set it up this way. So let me show you how that 1 hour takes care of your concerns.
Okay.
Second, move this right here. I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. Can you see this?
Not quite yet. Now I can see it.
Okay, so Garrett, Mary, it helps if you use an illustration to show you and what's been set up for you. So Joe, Garrett, let's imagine that you go into work tomorrow. Right now, you're both on job A. Let's call this one job A, which is the job here on the left. And with job A, you have your normal group benefits. With job A, you're making 1,475 per week.
Okay.
Okay. And let's say that another job opens up and we'll call this one job B. With job B, you have the same group benefits, same coworkers, same responsibilities, same everything. The only difference is that the income, so instead of 1,475 per week, you're making 1,435.
Okay.
Okay. So, which is about 1 hour's wage difference, which, like you said before, wouldn't change anything for you. So, they took that hour that didn't mean much and they decided to put it in towards something that would, which is handling these concerns is very simple and straightforward way. So, one second. Like I said before, health insurance and group benefits are great, but they don't cover everything. The program pays you up to $100 every time you go into a doctor, urgent care, or hospital for any accident or injury, whether it's a bump or a bruise or even a bee sting. So if you end up overnight in the hospital, it pays you $200 per day and double that in intensive care for $400 per day. So $100 every time you go into the doctor, 200, okay, double that, 400. Okay.
So
So let's,
what's the 200 and 400 for?
sorry.
What are the 200 and 400 for?
So the 200 is for, it's the overnight for the hospital.
Oh,
So
okay.
you spend the night at the hospital for
Okay.
any, like, let's say a bump, a bruise.
Okay. What about the
Yeah.
400?
Sorry.
What about the 400?
The 400 is double that for intensive care.
Okay.
So let's say you have an accident and end up in the hospital for 5 days. By having this place, it would pay you $1,000 tax free. Considering that you're not working and making money, this money will take care of your bills. On top of that, you'll get $10,000 for the loss of a hand, a foot, or sight in one eye, and double that, or $20,000 for the loss of any two. Okay, so that would be 10,000 for the loss of a hand or a foot, or 20,000 for the loss of any two. The last part of this benefit provides an additional $20,000 to $100,000 accidental death benefit. Depending on the type of accident, as you can see with your current job, none of this is covered. So the other 20,000, oops, and 100. And that's again for accidental death benefit. And the next concern has to do with your funeral and final expenses. There's a 100% chance that you'll use this one. The freedom of choice certificate, which is right here, will take care of the financial burden so your family doesn't have to. The FOC has already been set up with every funeral home. Your freedom of choice certificate is worth $30,000, which you said that you were going to do a not cremation, correct? Okay. The funeral home director will simply call the number at the front of the certificate, and American Income will take care of everything. For you, including sending the remaining money to your family tax-free, they are using a permanent benefit that fund your freedom of choice. That way, if there's a when and not if your family needs it, marry on the worst day of your life. Can you see how this would make things easier for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Now, you don't have anything like this in place. So, Mary, when something happens to Garrett, you're probably going to miss him, right?
For sure.
Okay. But after a few weeks go by, aside from missing Garrett, what else do you think your family is going to be missing?
My paycheck.
Exactly. So your program provides a total of 100,000 that pays out for any kind of death to take care of this concern. So Mary, this would give you and the children income every month. I mean, income every month for 3 years, just like Garrett was still here. This gives you the time to figure out what you're going to do with your life, your job, and any other insurance money. Right now, as it stands, there is no monthly income replacement. Okay. I'm assuming. So besides their income, the next thing people want to secure for this family is their home. That's exactly why the benefit software is recommending mortgage or rent protection. Your program includes 100,000 of coverage for you. Garrett, statistically, if you were to die during your working years, it's probably not going to be a health issue like a stroke or a heart attack. It'd probably be due to an accident. So this is funded by an accident death benefit to save your money. Right now, with your current job, they aren't going to pay your mortgage when something happens, but this program does. Okay, so the next concern, the benefits software found that had to do with your children's future education. Most families I see tell me they want their kids to have the option to go to college. Statistically, the biggest thing that would prevent them is that the kids lost one or both of their parents while they are minors. The benefit software is giving you 100,000 for college fund, which breaks down to 50,000 for each of your two children. Huge, right?
That
Okay.
is huge.
Yeah, I agree. As you can see right now, you don't have that. Also included is a special $10,000 life insurance plan for all your children 18 and younger that qualify. When they turn 21, they can convert this 5 times that amount or $50 of permanent life insurance with no health questions. Having this in place may be their key to getting coverage later on when they may otherwise not be able to qualify. Your current group benefits don't provide anything permanent for your children.
Okay.
Oops, forgot to add this on. Would be 50, 50. Sorry, Garrett, my nose is really runny.
No, you're all right.
Okay, so another important feature of this program is that if you are diagnosed with a terminal illness such as cancer, you can access half of your freedom of choice and income protection benefit while you're alive. They are providing you with 65,000 for this fund. So Garrett and Mary, this gives you the chance to put your family in the best situation financially if you get the worst news imaginable. The remainder of the benefit would pay out to your family as a death benefit. Your current benefits don't provide anything there. As you can see, they thought of pretty much everything. And unlike your group benefits, which you can lose, these benefits are permanent and portable. So if you leave your job, retire, or leave the union, you keep these. In addition, if you are on a qualified layoff, they will convert the benefit for you for 3 months. If you're ever in a situation where you had a qualified strike, it's up to 12 months. This way, you and your family won't lose the benefits when you really need them the most. By the way, you never have to pay back. So, and Mary, now that I've reviewed everything with you, sorry, Garrett and Mary, now that I reviewed everything with you, guys, I'm sure you can see why 20,000 groups choose this program above all the other ones and why more families have our programs than any other companies because of their value and the full circle of protection it provides. I mean, Garrett, if something were to happen to you, like a bad car accident, your family would receive 370,000 tax free, all for about 1 hour's wage per week. With your current job, there is no guarantee that your family would receive anything at all. How does that seem?
That seems pretty crazy.
Yeah. So, sorry, I forgot to put the. Okay, and so Garrett, Mary, if you went to work tomorrow and you had a choice between job A and job B, which job would you take?
I would definitely choose job B.
And why would you do that if you're making more money over here, job A?
Um, Clearly all the benefits.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. It's a no-brainer. So everyone wants the benefits, but not everyone can get the benefits. So as I mentioned before, I do have to get you qualified first. So let me run through these questions and let's see if you qualify. Okay, I'm not an underwriter, but based on what I'm seeing here, it looks like I should be able to get you qualified for the benefits. This is the QR checklist, which is a mandatory checklist that we review with all of the members. It explains the enrollment process. The first thing that checklist talks about is the way that benefits are handled.
Okay.
Okay. So Garrett and Mary, also everyone takes advantage of this program, like you, because of the value and the cost is very small compared to many benefits. Now it's very rare, but sometimes a member cancels, could be a week, a month, or a year later, and we end up seeing these same people the next service period, 2 or 3 years later, and they're upset because they're no further ahead that they were. Most people end up waiting to reapply for benefits. The problem is that now the program is more expensive because they're older. Worse yet, some people can't even get into anymore can't get into it anymore because of their health has changed. The point is that this is not a short-term fix, it's a long-term solution. And the longer you are into the program, the more valuable it is. So if this $130 a month is uncomfortable for you, let's fix it right now. How does everything feel?
It feels awesome, Leslie.
Okay, so I also want to emphasize that the first draft is going to happen in the next 24 to 48 hours, but that your bank might not reflect on it for up to 10 days. I want to make sure we're good to go on the first draft and the money will be there. If there are any issues, this creates a lot of headaches for both of us and it reflects poorly on me because it just makes me look like I pressured you into doing something you don't want to do. Are we good to go on the first draft?
Oh yeah, we're good.
Okay, then please make sure to keep the important program in place for your family. And the next time we see you, we'll be really happy you did. So thank you very much, Garrett, for sitting here with me, and I hope you have a blessed day.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.